Hello, welcome back. Got some enchantment done. Getting some enchantment done. I'm not sure if we're going to get to mass flight, but we'll see. We assassinated a High Priest of the Sky in Miklan's cap. I guess that's nice. Almost still just rolling over Miklan. We sent the A-team into a Miklan province. Unfortunately, Ulm then also moved into it. So that's the end of our Bane and our Commander Hydra, fortunately. But they were fun, you know, for a while. We also moved into Cracklands and Gold Crags. Gold Crags is now under siege. Yeah, that's all fine. Events then, 10 defense in Umbral, lost some tax in Ochre Desert, and misfortune in Ukrema. And did some patrolling and stuff. We've started to destroy the fort in Gold Crags, moderately damaged. I guess it is empty. So we'll just crack this open immediately and then try to get this as well, but I don't know. There's already a Wizard's Tower here now. And some Adepts of the Golden Order been teleported in. I think it might be too late to stop Ulm. I think maybe I should have just lunged into this immediately. I think the problem is I just don't know how to fight the Beringe thing. I think maybe now, because I put the float ring on my god, I think if he is like auto-communioned and he casts flight on turn 1, I think at least that keeps all the communion slaves alive, right? So maybe that can do something? I don't know. But Ulm has this now as well. This. I think he's probably about to win. He seems to be pretty confident in the Discord that he's about to win, so... I don't know, I think I'm just not really... I probably should have just tried to take this somehow. I guess I thought we still had a little bit of time. It's hard to tell. We'll see that. I mean, we'll have an army together here. We can try threatening this. This is going to have what? 200 plus 150 siege strength, so 350? Okay, well, we've got no hope. For some reason I left the cave grubs we enslaved behind. I think I did that by accident, but they would have helped. But even these guys wouldn't have produced enough siege strength to get through 1,000. I'm not sure how we deal with that. We are making 30 air gems per turn now, which is cool. We got Galegate up. The Cast Dark Skies next up, my god, but... I don't know, I think I might just win next turn. But let's see. I'm moving on to Gold Crags. We've got a big army here. It's going to be put together. My god is teleporting over as well. Plus these guys. They're all just teleporting onto Gold Crags. So most of my force is going to be adjacent to this turn next turn. So if we do still have turns to get back into this game, I guess we can try taking... what is that? Paneuonia. Try taking Paneuonia and see how it goes. Other than that, still just moving stuff into Valyrian Scorpion Cracks to keep it safe. And that is the turn. So I'm just going to check the video because I'm the last person to do my turn. But let's see if Ulm wins. That'd be a very quick win for them. Yeah, see you in a minute. Hello, welcome back. Right. This turn, 2 thrones were claimed. And Ulm claims that he's about to claim the other thrones necessary to win. So this game might be over, which is bad news. But let's just go through what happened. Well, we got some enchantment done. We're getting closer to mass flight, I suppose. Did some teleports. We assassinated a Quattle. Pretty good. This is a pretty effective assassin. Just give this guy a some Vine Men and a True Shot Longbow. Pretty good. Some bad defense. We got False Pretender. Lost some Dominion. And I remember seeing, speaking of the decline of our god, yeah, seems about right. We got growth and youthfulness from the 2 thrones that were claimed this turn, and so on and so on. So here's the position we're in now. Yeah, Ulm says he's about to win, and since he's about to win, he said he was going to just throw a Beringe into someone's stack. So I've set us up as best we can to fight a Beringe, which is to say, we are a Starfire's Communion, because I don't know what else we could possibly do against that thing. This is 5 points of armor getting damage, no magic resistance roll. That's it, that's the spell we're using. Only exception to that is my god, who is dropping Banefires, which might also do some damage to him. Who knows? Other than that, we are propagating some buffs through the communion. Everyone's doing flight. My god is doing flight on turn 0, which should at least keep the communion slaves alive. We are pushed all the way forwards, and casters are on advance and cast spells, because the range on Starfires doesn't scale. So if the Bringe is at the back of the battlefield, we won't hit him anyway. And I guess we just see what happens. I probably don't need people on bodyguard duty, because it's just going to be one thing that's casting spells, but who knows. Yep, we'll just see what happens though. Well, I mean, I think we know what happens, but we'll watch the fight anyway. And not much else happening besides that. I mean, I'm still moving stuff into Villia. We got both of the forts upgraded this turn, so... I mean, if this is the end of the game, we ended on 2 thrones, so... We got actually 2nd place. Which, you know, that's not bad after the start we had. Yep, not much else to say. It's always possible that Ulm is bluffing, I suppose. And he does something next turn that loses him the game. Or, well, doesn't let him win immediately. But we'll see. If we do manage to beat the Bringe, and if the game is still going, we are storming this fort this turn. And then we can move on to this next turn, but I mean, we'd need to do 1,000 wall damage before we even get through it, so I don't know. Might be irrelevant anyway. But that is the turn. So that's turn 56. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in a moment. Hello, welcome back, and rejoice, a true god has ascended. So congratulations to Ulm, who did win this turn. We did have a fight in the Mountains overnight, though. So... wait, this isn't us. Who's this? That's the wrong one. We did have a fight in Gold Crags, though. Itsmu, the Bringe. I think... so, this guy should not have these paths, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure this guy just got empowered to hell by Ulm. But I also think the Bringe is probably going to get nerfed in the next version of the JBBM. I think it comes out a bit too early. A bit too easy to set up as well. Whatever though. Here's Itsmu, the Bringe. What did you just do? We've got... right, he auto-cast Howl and Heat from Howl. Well, he auto-cast Heat from Hell and then he manually cast Howl on turn 0. Yeah, I mean, he's pretty buffed up. We have our Starfire's Communion, which is going to be slightly distracted by Howl, fortunately. We do send in our Eagles, our Black Hawks, that are now just going to get Soul Drained and give this thing a bunch of hit points, which is great. Meanwhile, we're killing wolves. We are definitely not going to focus fire anything on the Bringe. Some Earth Hellies next. Bringe then drops onto us. And it's currently on 132 hit points. So I'm going to slam N a couple of times. Let's get a nice thumbnail. That looks pretty good. How many hit points are you on now? 167, it has gained hit points. We're not really doing much. My god is casting mostly Raise Dead, unfortunately. Kind of walking around raising some zombies. This thing is just casually just chopping people up. We're probably fatigued out as well. Yeah, the Yetis are all over 100 fatigue. My god is now just casting Fire Blast at wolves, so great stuff. The Bringe has cast Control of the Dead and taking control of the Soulless. How many hit points are you on now? 103! We're damaging it, guys. what did you end on? 121. Did not do anything to this. I doubt we even hit it with Starfires. So there we go. 162 hit points. Yeah, couldn't fight that thing. It stole the Yeti off us as well. My god did survive though. He retreated into the ocean. Because he had the water robe, so... perhaps he's still out there somewhere. Perhaps in a future age he'll try again to attain godhood. Not this time though. So that was a woo. We can watch the replay, I think. Yeah. So we can see us and we can see Alm. This game was a struggle. No doubt about that. Really rough start. We spent the whole sort of early portion of the game with no income. So I couldn't really recruit mages, had a very small army. I then suicided my army into this throne about 50 times. So, you know, pretty difficult start. Then I did a little bit of a war with Mary, just to gain some territory. And that went okay. Marinon's player has been on the Discord talking about that war. He was very, very surprised that I made peace with him. Because he felt like he was just getting wrecked by freezing mist, and there was nothing he could do. But from my perspective, I just had no units, so I felt like he had so many knights coming, that if he just split them up and just raided me, there'd be literally nothing I could do. So, wow, that really did end quick. I was hoping to just take a bit of territory with some, because I remember dumping like loads of PD and just sitting there with mages and hoping I could wipe a few Mary stacks and then just sue for peace pretty quickly, which is what happened. But from his perspective, apparently he thought he was just getting rolled, which is pretty funny. Because I mean, yeah, for most of this game, I just felt like I was hanging on by the skin of my teeth. We then had this position where Mictlan and Ulm were clearly like the biggest players in the game. So the question is, what do I do then? I can either work with Mictlan against Ulm and not really grow my throne access very much, and probably lose anyway. Or I can work with Ulm against Mictlan and definitely secure Mictlan's thrones, which we did. But then struggle with Ulm, who was scaling a lot better than Mictlan, it seemed like. And in the end, I just ended up having to fight Mictlan because I made that defensive pact with Ulm, which I think in retrospect might have been a mistake. I think when you're worried about a big neighbor, it's very tempting to take an offer like that, but I think if you're the smaller person in a deal like that, it's probably bad for you overall. Because if Mictlan had attacked me and then I could have pulled Ulm into the conflict because of our pact, that would have worked out well for us, I suppose. But it felt like Ulm was planning to attack Mictlan anyway. So I feel like even if we didn't have the pact, I feel like if I'd have said, hey, I just got attacked by Mictlan, he probably still would have attacked him anyway, you know what I mean? But instead what happened was I felt like I had to kind of help Ulm fight Mictlan to honor our pact, but ultimately not the play, I don't think. But it's hard to know what was the play. Because Mictlan was also scary. Just scary in a different way. So I'm not sure. But as soon as Mictlan started losing, I did ask the other players to try and unite against Ulm, but it looks like nobody really had much of a border with him. Just Abyssia, who is tiny, so probably couldn't do much. And then this small Machaka border. Well, it is Machaka's cap, so I guess he could have got some stuff out. Yeah, Mary didn't even have a border with Ulm, unfortunately. And that's a shame. Yeah, rough game. I did what I can. That was a lot of fun, though. I did enjoy playing it, even though we didn't really do much. And I got to summon lots of Yetis, which I've always wanted to do. We just didn't really get to use them very much. I always wanted to just run at someone with Yetis. I think that's pretty funny. That's Awu, though. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Leave a comment if you did like it. Let me know. Keep me going. What was that? That was turn... I think it was 56, was it? 57? I'll check out graphs and stuff quickly. Although I'm pretty sure we'll probably tell what they're going to look like. What's the Hall of Fame like? Anything interesting? My profit currently on minus 10,000 hit points. Let's look at the graphs. Yeah. So okay, we are Inky purple. Elm is blue. McClan is mint. Who's that just behind us? So Machaca is yellow. Mary is orange, and Abyssia is red. Everybody else kind of irrelevant. So yeah, McClan by far the biggest for most of the game. McClan was sweeping people away until just swept them away, and that was it for the late game. That was pretty funny there. I mean, yeah, we struggled a lot early on. We were really small, but just kind of gradually been taking territory for a while. Lost some when we went to war with McClan. Did okay though. Finished second, so that's something. Forts. Ulm had a lot of forts. Man, Ulm had a lot of forts. Income. Ulm had a lot of income. I think they had better scales than McClan. So even though McClan was bigger, they had much better income. Pretty crazy. Gem income. We got a Gale Gate in the end. That's nice. Looks like Ulm was just crushing on gem income as well. Do they have a lot of gem generators, or am I thinking of Ulm in my... Am I thinking of Ulm in the Smuggler Eco game? Wait, which one was this? No, he had a lot of gen generators as well. Yeah, I think Ulm's always gonna have a lot of globals, right? Research, yeah, I mean, they absolutely crushed research. I think he was saying on the Discord that he pretty easily had like 2,500 research a turn, even while moving his stacks around, so... yeah, he hit max research pretty early. He was just lantern factoring. Who's that just behind them? Is that Fiatia? AI Fiatia second in research. That's so odd. We managed to keep pace with the other players though, which is... But that actually is kind of bad. I mean, I was really trying to research. We had Magic 3, didn't we? I just couldn't recruit mages though early on. Like for most of the game I had no income for mages. Yeah, I don't know, it's just hard. Dominion, damn, McClan crushing on Dominion. Yeah, I mean, this was a struggle for us. Usually in games that I lose, I'm pretty competitive in the graphs anyway, but yeah, I just couldn't get going in this game, unfortunately. It was fun though to play that way, because it's not usually... I know I'm not like a great player, so one thing I always focus on is making sure that my early game is like really good in terms of expansion and stuff. Because even if you're not like super experienced and you're not good at like scaling late game, giving yourself a good start will still let you get a decent footing in late game anyway. So I always put a ton of focus on early game. I always try to get like 20 provinces and set up forts quickly, make sure I'm like dumping stuff on my border so people don't attack me, you know, like kind of, I guess pretty newbie stuff, but I always just leverage that stuff as hard as possible because I don't scale very well late, generally. So when I get a rough start, I just kind of, I don't do anything, unfortunately. But here's Dominion. What about army size? We were building up an army, that was good. Most of this is Yetis as well, which aren't bad units, actually. There are a lot of slingers in there as well, though. Micklin had a pretty good army. I wonder what Ulm's armies were mostly. I think it was mostly undead, though, right? Their armies? Skeletons? I think we had better armies than almost anyone else in the game, to be honest. We had brutal communions that were just loaded with Yetis and our cap sacreds. It's actually not bad. On the other hand, Ulm had a Beringe, though, so... yeah. I wish you could zoom in on graphs. I'd really love to see like how bad my army score was at the very beginning when I was just suiciding into... I bet these dips here are like when I was just suiciding my army into the throne over and over again. I bet that's what that is. Or maybe it was even earlier than that, I don't know. Ascension points, yeah. Alright, well... That was the Awu series. I hope you enjoyed watching it. There should currently be an Abyssia series going on the channel though, so maybe go check that one out if you've enjoyed this and want to watch some more. And I just joined a game as Marverni, but I feel like I've tried doing Marverni before and you just get rushed in year 1 and die, and then there's no point in uploading the videos. But I'll give him another shot. Marverni was the first nation I ever played, I think. Pretty sure that was like the first nation outside of a newbie game in Dominions 3. It was my first non-newbie game, was Marvoni. I remember dropping meteors on people with druids and stuff. So I just joined the game as them, so there might be a Marvoni game soon, but it depends if I survive or not. Because I don't upload games if I just get like crushed in year 1. There's no point really. But we'll see. Not sure if I have anything left to say though. Ulm was talking a bit about their victory in the Discord, so I might put some of their messages up. If any of the other players have any messages, I'll put that up on the screen as well. And if you've enjoyed this series, please remember to like the video and subscribe to the channel. I know most people don't bother subscribing to channels. Like, I think like half my viewers are unsubscribed, but since my channel's small, it does like really help me if I've got more subscribers. So do consider it if you wouldn't mind. And there's also a Patreon in the link in the description below if you want to support the channel that way. Yeah, but that's everything. So that was Awu, that was Pythium, that was my attempt. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and hopefully I will see you around. Alright, so Ulm posted a picture of the god that they used. That is an awake bitch queen, with larger Farcaster and low light vision, and a bunch of other low paths as well. See, that's a real pro move. I would never think to just put like random paths on my god to do stuff with. I'd be like, no, there's no point putting a path in unless I'm going to get a bless out of it. Although in my Abyssia game I did slap 1 point of error on because I had points left over. But putting 1 fire and 1 air and 2 water and 2 death on your god, that's someone who actually knows what they're doing and knows what they're planning for. Definitely beyond me. So Ulm says, this is Pretender. Machaka says awake. Ulm says, yep, she can expand. Turn 1, you research. Turn 2, she and a smith forge her full black deal armor and helm for 10 gems with discounts national and smith. Alt 1, research as she moves into attack. Set her to cast 3 spells with the vanilla casting AI, and she'll do pierce resist as number 3. See, this is all very planned. She can either expand further or sight search for a turn depending on what's around her. You want to deliver her 2 black steel swords when possible. It makes it easy to take provinces without getting an affliction along the way. I've done some tests and she can actually kill some of the cheaper awake expander monsters if she's got the swords and cast the AoE 1 strength buff on herself. The wolves are a massive help. Machaka asks if that's worth over, say, two turns of research and just forging with smiths. Ulm says, depends on the map. Here, Dominion spread to something juicy, and I wanted to take it as soon as possible, but your approach may well be better. What else we got here? Ulm does say there's a very visible flaw to this build, and it's a lack of earth or blood to cast Earthblood Deepwell. He had to get his hands on 120 blood slaves by the time he got to Enchantment 7 by hook or by crook. Obviously he didn't empower his Pretender in blood, too much risk of horrors. Yeah, I guess he needed a bloodstone to cast BDW. Ulm also says they found 5 earth gems total, 5 from their cap, 20 from Earthblood Deepwell, a few more from Conquered Nations, but holy shit did they find a lot of fire gems. They had 20 fire gem income before casting Pyre. I see that's where all those lanterns came from. Also, while I'm here, it's funny to see some Marignon's messages. I had written this game off after getting embarrassed by Freezing Mist and invaded by Inn, but Mew gave me favourable peace for reasons I can't understand and can't wait to find out. I couldn't stop killing my knights with fire elementals. Yeah, it's funny to see that Marignon was actually like really scared of fighting me in that early game war, because I don't know, I thought I was just about hanging on. It's interesting. Miklan does also say yeah, they went AI a bit early, but they had some IRL stresses happening, so it's understandable. They played very well anyway, right up to the point where Ulm just smashed them, so I don't know. Alright, well, that's it for Awu. Thanks again for watching. See you around.